All right, here's our solve it. Jackson and his brother Levi watched Jewel Geyser erupt one afternoon. They recorded the time intervals between eruptions. The dot plot shows their data. So you can see the different dots here for each eruption. One happened 7 minutes, 7.5, 8 minutes, but multiple happened on 7 minutes, multiple happened on 7.5, and so on. Jackson estimated that the average time between eruptions is 8 minutes. Levi estimates that the average time between eruptions is 8.5 minutes. So we're going to construct an argument for each one of them. Now, I would say that there's many answers to this one as long as you have supporting answers or supporting facts. You can't just be like, hey, Jackson's right because you know what? Eight's my favorite number too, so I'm going with it. Like that's not what we're talking about. Okay. But if we wanted to argue that eight, I think it's going to be somewhere between that eight and that 8.5. Now, where it is exactly, I don't know. It actually may fall, the average might exactly fall on 8.25, right? So, how would you support Jackson's argument that he believes it's eight? Well, maybe you start counting the dots and realize how many fall to the eight range or below and how many are A range and above. And with that argument, you might be able to identify that you believe the average will fall on eight. And you can have that same kind of argument on Levi's, indicating, well, there's more that are 8.5 or above than there are that are eight or below. Either way, we know that our average will fall around that area. I would just do the calculations, to be honest. I mean, there's no reason to argue in the sense there's not that many data points here that we could plug these in and we could divide by how many dots you have and you can find it. But just estimating, I think either one of them have a solid answer, and we're going to fall somewhere in that range, give or take like 7.75 to 8.75. Somewhere in there will be our average.